Yeah, that's custom. That's custom. Of course, you like extra $20 to get a hat customized. Like, all right, we're gonna cover this clean paper. He addresses the Arsenal battle that didn't go down at Calicoe's event from last weekend. The Calicoe versus Shotgun Suge, Jersey versus Detroit card, and had a couple rematches on there as well. So it was a big discussion of pretty much half the card. I believe it was a 6 battle card, and 3 battles didn't take place. So half the card didn't happen. We have Qleen Paper speaking out. Qleen has his reputation, but people still wanted to see what he was going to say. I see controversy around that as well. People saying, all right, from a business standpoint, from a deposit standpoint, from a promotion standpoint, like what's going on? Qleen still has his voice. No matter his reputation, people still want to hear the details. So we're gonna play it. And then after that, I'm going to do a quick Mortal Kombat movie recap. That's why I didn't go live this morning, y'all, because I feel like this is going to be a real short video. You know what I'm saying? Hop over to the other channel after y'all check this out. I'm going to cover something extremely, extremely, extremely corny that DJ Vlad just did that I don't think anybody's talking about. And I'm also going to cover the guy, Sean Gathright. He was just found guilty, probably will end up getting sentenced to life in the shooting of Fulio. And he cried in court. We're going to react to that, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that backstory. So, all right, let's get to it. Qleen, he went on 15 Minutes of Fame. Shout out to Uncle Ra and 15 Minutes of Fame and everybody up there. Restore Order, Swave, Ike, and everybody, to speak on why he did not do his battle versus Arsonal. All right, Qleen, it's on you.
Out of the no-shows. Can we talk about the Arsenal thing and get that out the way? And
yes, sir. Let's address the elephant. Well, first off, what I want to say with the Arsenal thing was shout out to Cal, you know what I'm saying, for trying to do something for the culture.
Facts.
But what I want everybody to know is that I don't owe nobody any money. I wasn't sent no deposit. I wasn't paid in any way to rap. You know what I'm saying? All that was you know what I'm saying, agreement on something that was going to happen, but other ventures ended up not falling through. You know what I'm saying? And Arsonal knew that, or maybe he didn't know that, but I don't see Calicoe not telling him that. You know what I'm saying? So for him to get up there and post something like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he said Arsonal knew that, but then he said, I can't see Calicoe not telling him that. So you have to remove Arsonal. Qleen does not have any direct understanding of Arsonal being a part of any knowledge of anything. Arsonal is there in Detroit, ready to rap, and Arsonal is probably the reason why the whole culture turned their head and said, wait, what's going on? Because of the tweet that he put up that said this was the illest no-show ever. Qleen was there, he was in the building, he was in the event, and then he left and he never came back. That was Arsenal's tweet. So we got to remove Arsenal from this equation, as per Qleen's words as well.
Saying nigga, you niggas know why I came up there. You know what I'm saying? Niggas know why I came up there.
Why did you come up there and not? I mean, did you have any intentions on rapping that day?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Good question.
I did.
Good question.
Calicoe will tell you that. Yes, I did.
And a lot of happened with Ed. You was on stage, and then you disappeared.
I got a call from my man's like, well, first off, when I got there, it was already like disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? It was already disrespectful. The security that they had there was super duper aggressive, bro. Super duper aggressive. Now, understand, Uncle Rod, it's just like I throw an event in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And then you walk up to the door and I'm in the venue. I don't know what the fuck going on, though. You know what I'm saying? But security out there hassling you. And not only is this in Jersey, this is in your hood. They hassling you. I don't know who you is. I don't give a, oh, this my man's in the bill. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm performing here, bro. They ain't tell us. What? All right, cool. So then when a certain party tells me that my man's is, you know what I'm saying, and I don't want nobody to get it fucked up like this is just gonna happen at, you know what I'm saying, at every event with everybody, because it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's not. But, it was certain things that went on, you know what I'm saying, with security that was just like, you know what I'm saying, my man's ain't fuck with that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were super aggressive out there because of where.
All right, so he said my man's didn't fuck with that. So it sounds like he's saying somebody that he was with had a problem with security. I really wanted him to stay on his original point, because when he started to answer, he said there was some things that's going, but anyway, and then he switched to the security thing. A lot of people have problems with security, and this is coming from somebody that's thrown events for 10 plus years. I've had people on main events, their entourages, all types of stuff. People have problems with security. You make a phone call to me, text message to me, and I'm there to help out. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm there to figure it out. Or I'm there to like he's good, or you know what I mean? All that type of shit. Serious Jones told stories of him. It wasn't about security though. It was about him being charged. You know what I'm saying? And being held up at the door. People get held up at the door and have all different types of scenarios going on that could piss them off. Math, I think, speaking of Serious, during the Serious Jones incident card, it's the Summer Madness card. I think Math told a story of him exiting and trying to get back in, and they said you can't come back in through this exit entrance. You got to walk around. That pissed him off. You know, Math told that story too. Hell, Loaded Lux was held up at one of my doors during the Murder Mook versus Aver battle. I'm on stage hosting, and Loaded Lux is blowing up my phone like, "Yo, we outside, beloved." I'm just like, okay, like I'm on stage shooting, my man. Like, what you want me to do here? You know what I'm saying? He found his way in, and then you could even see in the footage, you see Lux, he gets in during the battle. He taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around. I'm like, "Oh, all right, what's up, Lux? You made it in good because I'm here shooting. I can't move." You know, like everybody goes through issues at the door. The biggest battle rappers in the world to the I know he's talking. Qleen is saying something about there was a little aggressive. I don't know, but situations like that hopefully are supposed to be just taken care of by the promoter, the event coordinator, the league owner. You know what I'm saying? So, and on top of that, Qleen made it in. They said he was inside. So I think this would be more relevant if the story is, I was there. The security guards was assholes. They was overly aggressive. They disrespected my man. I argued. I fought. I text Calicoe. I called Calicoe. He was busy. He was on stage. He couldn't answer his phone. I gave up. I pulled off. But Qleen made it inside. So that kind of like starts to, all right, we passed the security thing now. All right. So hopefully we get more into that.
It was at, you know what I'm saying? So
you know they're gonna kill you on that, right? Like that can't be the reason, right?
That's not the reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the main reason. The main reason is, bro, I said it. I don't owe nobody no money, bro. Like, if I'm saying that, then what could be the reason? If I'm telling motherfuckers I don't owe nobody no money, which means I never sent no deposit, you know what I'm saying? And like I said on the other platforms, I'm not out here to out my mans, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to throw my mans under the bus in any way, but at the end of the day, when I'm being thrown under the bus, bro, I gotta come out and I gotta protect my brand, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the perception of it is that
I think Qleen just said like he's alluding to like there's stuff that I want to tell y'all, but I'm not gonna throw Cal under the bus. But shit, y'all throw me under the bus, so fuck it. Let me speak out. And now I gotta pick Cal and me. I'm not saying that's his exact words or his intention, but like I've just interpreted it. But on a more serious note, he was semi-emphatic there about I wasn't paid no money. I don't owe nobody no money. Qleen is definitely he is like that. Like he kind of rapped that to me in the J400 shit. Like I'm only here because I owe AR's piece of money and I wasn't sending it back. Haymaker, one of my favorite bars on the RBE stage in Club Drop, right? But he's saying that, and the no deposit thing, if that's the case, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second.
I got paid to rap and I didn't rap. That's the whole perception of it. Nobody is speaking up and coming out and saying, no, Qleen don't owe me no money. Qleen didn't get paid to rap.
Him saying nobody is speaking up. And so the only person that would speak up there would be if you thought Arsonal knew this and we see his tweet, or the person that is being looked at as coordinating the business, which is his league, Calicoe. So you say nobody is coming out and speaking up and saying, I don't owe them no money. So I know he's trying to be cool because that's his homie and say, I'm not throwing Cal under the bus, but he still wants us to interpret things. This is clear for us, right? From his perspective. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So
go ahead, my bad, Uncle Rob.
The first thing that you want to make very clear is you're saying that you weren't paid to rap.
I wasn't paid. My situation is not like them other niggas' situation.
Okay. Were you?
I can't speak for them other niggas who didn't show up.
Were you offered to get paid and didn't get paid, or was it Cal asking you to do it on the arm to do him a favor?
No, it wasn't him.
Good questions, Rod. Rod's asking. All right, he's not doing the whole help you out during this, guide you. Like, good questions, Rod. he's got the questions that we need the answers to in situations like this.
Asking me to do it on the arm, you know what I'm saying? It was just more so like, it was like, and we not gonna act like, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, bro, but this battle rap, we not gonna act like this is the only event that we done seen in the years of battle rap. Fuck the years of battle rap this year. You know what I'm saying? that, you know what I'm saying, that ain't go as planned. And I'm not gonna say fucked up because it wasn't no fucked up event. You know what I'm saying? Battle still happened. You know, they still seeing the main event. It happened. It just everything didn't go as planned. So like I said, that all of that shit, it wasn't Kyle's fault. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like when business is done, we come to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? And we come to a certain head. And I think because of, you know what I'm saying, the relationship that me and him got, everybody got it fucked up. Everybody got it fucked up on, oh yeah, Qleen, you obligated to come and do this because this is your brother. No, what I'm obligated to do is live, pay my bills, take care of Mero and Jorian. That's what I'm obligated to do. You know what I'm saying?
That directly strips away the homie shit. And shout out to Quest. Shout out to my guy Quest McCody, man. We was up here. We was releasing a bunch of clips of him and I having a very, very good discussion about the culture, battle rap business, things that could help, things that are currently hurting. Check those clips out if you haven't seen them. But that is one topic that Quest and I covered. Like, how do we stop no-shows? And we know that certain people bank on certain relationships. So we could say, we see Qleen Paper on a Black Ice Cartel flyer. Okay, he's going to be there. We see, shit, I can't use that example. You know what? I'm just going to leave it alone. I'll leave it there as far as the examples and references. Somebody going to get mad. But no. Qleen is saying everybody expects because of the relationship with me and Cal. No, my loyalty or business wise or whatever. It sounds like he starts naming like his kids' names or something, or his relatives or people that's come first in his life. I respect that, you know, respectfully. But saying like, nah, like the homie thing ain't that. And Cal absolutely is being put in a spot by Qleen here from what Qleen's take is.
If I can't do that, ain't no rapping happening. You know what I'm saying? So, and that just is what it is.
But say like that one.
I was obligated to rap because I wasn't paid. I'm not obligated to do no homeboy favors. You know what I'm saying? And I think people got it fucked up and they like, oh yeah, because that's your man's, that's your brother. Yeah, you was obligated to go in there and do that. No, I'm obligated to handle my responsibilities, which is take care of Mero, and Jory. You know what I'm saying? Which is take care of the household that I got going on. If I can't do that, ain't no rapping happening, bro. Fuck some rapping.
So there was talk that he left to go to a booking that he had or a hosting that he had. Like, I don't know if that's allegedly, you know what I'm saying? I don't know that we heard that. I think Cap said that, right? So if that's the case, that would line up with what he's saying at the end, which is I'm not obligated to come in here for free or for no money, or I wasn't paid nothing. I'm obligated to take care of the people that I'm responsible to financially, assuming that he's saying that there's another bat that would line up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to put one and one together here. You know what I'm saying? So trying to connect the dots for y'all. That wouldn't look good in general. Why? Because what happens is we have a lot of scenarios where cards are promoted and the fans don't know all of this. The fans don't care about none of this. Like, let's be real, man. Let's be honest. The fans don't give a shit whether I'm best friends with this battle rapper I have on my card, whether we're only conducting business and we really dislike each other, whether I paid them a deposit or I didn't. The fans don't care about that. The only way the fans should care about that is if we get the leagues, me, you, this league owner, that league owner are giving the fans that information and saying, this is part of the events, whether things are going to happen or not. And you have all the information to now decide whether you want to buy that pay-per-view or buy that ticket to pull up or buy that plane ticket to fly in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any of this information and they never will. Okay. So you put people in a very, very bad spot to say, all right, I see Arsonal versus Qleen Paper on the fly. The first time it happened, I think it was a classic battle on Black Ice Cartel, if I remember correctly. I don't mind seeing that again. It's the second on the fly, so people's interpreting that as the co-main event. You know, and all right, I'm here. Qleen is here. Now, no battle. And then Qleen says that. The fans have nothing to do with that. They just want their product that they paid for. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody that I've ever worked with, you know, it's not about whether how cool we are, friends or not. Everybody gets a deposit because there needs to be a binding of responsibility, as well as you deserve to have this placeholder. You know what I'm saying? And that's with the most responsible battle rappers in the world that would never do anything to purposefully trying to harm an event that ARP is running. But there is that business layer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to holler, show off, or froze, or gyms, or oops, and saying like, yo, just we'll figure this all out. You know, I'm like, nah, there's a deposit. Show off doesn't even sign contracts with me because that's how he's moved. And I've allowed him to be the only person to do that. But here's this deposit. You know what I'm saying? Mark that on your calendar. We have a responsibility at a work level. The friend stuff always is going to have its place. But the business side of things is because we're running we're presenting a legitimate business to the world, and we're selling something. There's money involved. So you have to move a certain way. But Qleen, you know, trying to connect the dots for us like that, that's on Cal to explain the rest if he chooses to do so. I'm not going to over speculate. I'm just going to go based on what we heard right there. It just don't look good. And that's one thing that we never hear of. And I'm not necessarily saying in this particular case with Cal, but because the fans lack the details. And then there's another thing that really, really harms people's reputations, in my opinion, in general. This goes for all leagues. Not telling people when things aren't happening until it's we're already there in the building or we're on the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like Quest tweeted, you know, the old red thing. What was the other one? The other one was the twerk battle, Twerk and Marv. Don't know when that information becomes available. Then you also have Qleen and Arsonal, and Qleen's there. You know, so that's, you can't say that's not last minute or that's last minute, but it's just, we just never look professional. You know, it just is what it is. All right, let me move on to Mortal Kombat real quick for y'all. And I was going to put this on members only. I said, let me just add it to this and we'll keep it a shorter video today instead of doing a live. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I think it's a weak movie. All right. I didn't go in there with high expectations. The very, very first Mortal Kombat was cool. The next one was trash. This one right here might be the best of. Oh no, there was 3 that came out already, right? Is this the 4th one? I think this is the 4th Mortal Kombat movie, right? This could be the best one, because Mortal Kombat's the middle of it is the fighting, all right, and the fight scenes were probably the best fight scenes of all the Mortal Kombats, right? So at least if you're sitting there in the theater, you don't feel like you got like just totally duped. Like, what the like, somebody give me my $15 or my $20 back, please. It's a Mortal Kombat movie. Like, even the opening fight, it's a good fight. And you know what? There's really no bad fights. Like, all of the fight scenes are good. What kills it for me, and why I gave it a 5 out of 10 on Twitter, for some of y'all are just like, damn, AR, you seem kind of harsh with it. The reason why is I'm kind of scaling it in a totality of things. I'm not just saying like, all right, I'm walking in this theater to see some fatalities and some fight scenes. I'm such a movie head that I can't turn it off when I'm looking at the acting, when I'm looking at the lines, when I'm looking at the delivery, when I'm looking at the plot development, when I'm looking at the character development. I can't turn those things off. Those are all quintessential for me to say, this movie right here is a classic. Y'all go put it in your library, download it, watch it right now. I can't turn those things off when I rate a movie. I'm able to turn it off to say like, all right, I have low expectations. My son wants to see Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. I don't mind it. It's tied to my childhood as well. Let's hope for the best. I could do that. But as far as grading, it is what it is, man. Like Johnny Cage and Katana are pretty much like the lead, you know, characters of the movie. Like, the storyline is built around them. Katana's revenge for her father getting killed by Shao Kahn when she's a kid. And Johnny Cage pretty much finding out how important he is to the savior of the earth realm and to the world and to other people, despite him feeling like he's over the hill and that he no longer has it anymore. He's this failed actor, you know, or this past his prime actor. Those are the storylines. But the type of shit, once again, I'm saying, is just like makes movies just like, I just can't. I'll never watch that again. The acting from Johnny Cage, for example, is trash. It's horrible. His line delivery, it's so fucking bad. Like, he's there doing like a pop-up selling his movies and his DVDs at like an expo. And then when he's leaving, because he had no fans really rock with him, asking for autographs, asking for pictures or whatever, he's like at that point in his career, he's leaving. He's in the parking lot. He's putting stuff in his trunk. He's about to pull off once again, feeling like a failed movie star at this point, about to go hit a bar maybe. Raiden and Sonya Blade walk up on him. Random strangers walk up on him and say, hey, the world's in danger. You got to come with us right now. And he was like, yeah, all right, whatever. I don't believe you. Nice costumes, though. And then Raiden opens this portal, and then he says, trust me, like, it's up. And, like, he walks in, and then Sonya says, are you coming? And then she walks in, and he looks at this Thunderbolt portal and goes, all right, I'm going to walk into it. And then, it's just, maybe you got to see that to fully understand. It's so fucking cheesy. It's so cheesy, man. It's just, I just be wanting, when I'm watching, I just want everybody to shut up, turn the acting off. The plot development is all dead at this point. Like, it's like Raiden is horrible to me. When you watch Raiden delivering his lines, it's trash. It's just like, you just want everybody to shut up and just do the fighting. Just do the fucking fighting. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I gave it a 5 out of 10, because I'm judging it with everything that I've watched over my lifetime, damn near. You know, and actually, I could, if I do that, I could probably take it down even lower. But because the fight scenes are good, you guys are probably gonna still feel like it's okay. It is what it is. Have at it. But don't go rush into the theaters because we've played the video games and we're tied to our childhood for Mortal Kombat. It ain't that. And do I have higher expectations for Street Fighter? Yes, because I think some of the actors in there look like they're probably positioned to do a way better job. But I'm not going to have high expectations for that either.